Hi everyone, this is Coloring at Midnight. Welcome. And today I am going to show you everything that I've colored in February. It's not much as always because I am a slow colorist, but this month I felt quite inspired and I had a lot of fun doing these colorings. So I am excited to share with you what I've done. So I'm going to put this aside and get started. I am going to start with the whips that I finished in this book here, Secret Garden by Johanna Basford. I removed the cover because I like to color without it because I am afraid to ruin the cover. So the first whip that I finished was this one, and I am so glad that I managed to finish this page. I started it at the end of December and only got to it done now. So I used here Arteza Expert pencils. I have the 120 set, and let me tell you, I did enjoy using them in this book. I don't know why, if it is the way that I color or I don't know, but when you go through a few layers in this book, when you reach certain point, it starts to rub off the bottom layers. It's quite weird. So when I noticed that happening, I colored the others with less layers, pressing a bit hard and using less layers. So that worked. So yeah, that's how I did it. In this page here, I also used the glitter paste by Nuvo. I wanted to create like a snow effect. Let me see if I can show you in the camera. In the camera it doesn't pick it right, but in real life it looks really nice. It's like a storm, a snowstorm, and I love using this, but I only used in this page because I wanted to see the difference. I wanted to see if it would change or affect the colors that I used, and I don't think it affected. Maybe just make it a little bit brighter, maybe, I don't know. But yes, that's the double page that I am so happy that I finished. And the other one that I also managed to finish is this one here. I showed you in my previous finished pages video when it was a whip, and I colored the flowers using Stadler Ergo Soft, yes. And when I finished these flowers here that you see, I wanted to do something different with the other leaves and flowers, and I used the metallic gel pen by Sakura to cover them, and it was beautiful. I loved it. But then I had the idea to use soft pastels as well, and that when I messed my page. The soft pastels, they changed a bit the colors of the flowers. They all got this yellow tint of the soft pastels, and also it changed a bit the gel pens here, the metallic gel pens. So I tried to fix it using kneaded eraser is this one here. It looks like that. And what I did was trying to remove the soft pastels that was in the metallic parts, but when I was doing that, I noticed that the metallic was also coming out, so I stopped doing that. And yeah, I saw that there was no way that I could fix. Also, when I tried to remove the pastels from the flowers, it also was lifting the color pencils, so yeah, there was nothing that I could do. So the lesson that I learned is, if you are going to use soft pastels, maybe it's best to start with it first and do everything else later, because it will affect the colors of the other stuff that you did. But yes, it's not terrible, but I'm not so happy with it because I messed up with the pastels, but I think it's still nice, maybe. So yes, that's for my whips that I managed to finish. So the next book is this one. I work in this book every month because I love it. I feel so free in this book because I don't know if it's because it has so many pages, 130 illustrations, but I am never afraid of messing up a page here. I do whatever I feel like doing, and for me that's fun. So I did this mandala using alcohol markers and gel pens, metallic gel pens. Let me see if I can show you the shimmer. I like the colors that I picked up. I didn't plan them. I knew that I wanted pink and this blue, this turquoise blue, and that's how it turned out. I like it. The next one is what I call Messy Valentine. I did this one for Valentine, and it's mixed media. It was my first time using gesso, so I applied 2 coats of gesso to prime the page, waited for to dry, and then I used Ecoline watercolors to do everything here you see. And this gold here is also Ecoline. They have a gold watercolor that is quite opaque. I love using it, and yes, I did it. It was quite fun. I think I will use gesso in other pages to use watercolor. It changes quite a bit the feel of the paper. It doesn't feel like a paper anymore. It's like almost like a cloth, I don't know. And the surface is quite rough, so I wouldn't recommend you using pencils after you gesso a page. But for other media, I think it's perfect. I love doing this one. Oh, another thing that I want to tell you is when you use watercolor, always protect the page below and also the previous page. Like I should have put a page, a border page here, because you can see these dots with watercolor. They went through the page, and now they are in the drawing here. I think I can save it, but just for you to know that you need to protect also the page before the one that you are working with watercolor. So yes, that's what I did in this book, Treasure 2. And the next one is the Chibi Girls Volume 1 by April Wember. And the one that I did is this one here. I used alcohol markers and metallic gel pens here, and a bit of glitter glue in these 2 drops here, and here to make some cloud shapes, I guess. So in this page I was trying to do shading with alcohol markers, and you can see that I failed big time, because I didn't know where I should do the shade. I think in the back of her hair I managed to do it better, and also in her skin, but this part here is just a bit weird, I guess. Let me see if I can show you how her clothes are shining. When I saw her, I got the Robin Hood vibe, so that's why I colored her green and everything else. I also used white gel pen to give some dimension here in this part that for me would be the forest, maybe. So yes, that's my little girl, my chibi girl. Next book that I did work is this 50 romantic miniatures. I did this for Valentines, and because every book that I start, I have to start from the very first page, I did the title page here. I used Amazon basic colored pencils. I have them since December, but it was the first time that I used them in other than for swatching, and that's how it turned out. I also used metallic gel pen for the metal parts in the door. Hope you can see the shine. It's so hard to show you the shine parts in the camera, because in real life it's beautiful, you can see so easily. I really love using these metallic pens. So the other page that I did here was actually a color along that I did for you guys. So if you are interested, there are 2 videos, 2 parts here in the channel. So I used here the Color Peps Mapped, the kids pencils, for the flowers and leaves, and for the vines and these objects here I used metallic gel pens, and soft pastels for the background. I love how this page turned out. I really enjoy doing it. I hope this month I can do another color along for you. The next one is also for Valentines, and it is this beautiful book, 50 Romantic Mandalas and Heart Designs. As always, here is the title page that I did. This one I did with alcohol markers as base, and then I went with colored pencils to do the shading parts. I used Sargent art pencils that I have, and some glitter stickles here in the in the center of the flowers, and metallic gel pens that I used, but then I regretted using here. I should have done all blue, I guess, but it's okay. And yeah, the alcohol markers that I use are Touch 5 ones that I have, and also let me show you real quick. And these Blick Illustrator markers, I like them because they have the brush nib, but you can see they are getting this nasty thing that I found out it's salt, like excess of salt growing in the nibs, so that's why I keep using them instead of throwing them away. But I have these markers for 2 years, and they are so cheap that I can't complain about them, and I really like them. After these guys finish, I am going to buy more. So I just wanted to show you the markers that I used. And in the Touch 5 ones are these ones here, like these ones. They are cheap and nice, and I like them. So back to the pages. I'm sorry for that. The other page that I did was this one here. Just the details. I used alcohol markers. No. I used water-based markers like the Crayola and a few others that I have. And I also did this the name page, and I love how this one turned out. I used soft pastels here, but I didn't use fixative because I was afraid that it would mess up the alcohol markers that I used here. I need to test if the fixative can work with alcohol markers without, I don't know, changing the colors or anything like that. I also used metallic gel pens and the Sakura glitter, Sakura Stardust Clear. I outlined the flowers. Oops. Let me see if I can show you the glitter. These pens, they are so beautiful. I love working with them. I wish I could show them in the camera. Oh, there you go. So I used alcohol markers as base and colored pencil to do the shading, and metallic gel pens and the Sakura Stardust and the background with soft pastels. So that's all for this book here. The next book is this new one that I got past month, is Enduro Coloring Majestic Dragons. And for a change, I didn't start from the very first page. I skipped the introduction and went for the first page here. I enjoyed doing this so much. It was a lot of fun doing this page. I used alcohol markers and metallic gel pens. Hope you can see the shine. And I also used here is the Sakura Stardust Clear in the eye. And also I used white gel pen to draw these details in the wings. And the gel pen that I used is this one here, the Pentel Hybrid Milky. I got this pen because I wanted to try it to see if it was more opaque than the Sakura white gel pen that I have. And I have to tell you, it is not more opaque, it's actually less opaque. But when I used in these wings, I noticed how it picked up the color of the alcohol marker. So it turned out like this soft pink, and I loved it so much that now whenever I want to get this effect that where I don't want the bright white, I am going to use this pen here. I think it's perfect for that. Not always the more opaque is the best. And also the background, I used alcohol marker, but this marker that I had, it is quite old. I have it for more than 3 years, I guess. So I did 2 coats and I couldn't manage to get rid of this strike. These lines, I didn't manage to get it smooth like I enjoy. So I used the Nuvo drops that I have one bottle, and I used to create these dots here. It's also 3D. When you rub your hand, you can feel them. The only downside of these drops is that when you close the book and you put other books on top of it, it will smash the drops down, so they get flat. You still can feel them, but they are flat. It's kind of a bummer, but it's okay, I guess. But I love this dragon, how it turned out. So yeah, that's Majestic Dragons. And the last one, the last page that I did this month, this took me quite a while to finish. And first, let me tell you the story about this book. I got it because I saw in Alina channels. I will leave the link for her channel in the description box below. But I saw her doing a flip through of this book in her channel, and she did a speedy coloring video that I was so impressed how it turned out that I got the book just to follow her video. But also, this book is beautiful, I like it. And that's the page that I did following her video. I love it so much because these colors, I would never think of them by myself. How it turned out, so beautiful. The only downside doing this page was that I chose to use Pagos pencils. I got these pencils also in December as Christmas gifts, and I hadn't used them even for swatch, so I decided to get them now and swatch and use them. And wow, these pencils, they are not good. They are so scratchy, but maybe it is the set that I got. Maybe I got a bad one, I don't know, but it was so scratchy that I couldn't press down very hard because I was afraid to ruin the page, to maybe make a hole in the page. I don't know, I was afraid, so I used a light pressure to color, and that took me much more time to finish because of that. So If the pencil wasn't so scratchy, maybe I would enjoy them better, but because of that experience that I had, I don't recommend them at all. But other than that, I am so pleased with this page. I, well, besides the pencils, I used Posca pen to cover the lines of the water, and I also used the Sakura Stardust to outline the flowers, the leaves, and the fish, because I felt like it was too dark, I guess. It helped to soften. Alina, she used Posca pen in the fishes and other stuff, but I chose to use the Sakura Stardust instead. See if I can show you the glitter. I love this pen so much. I also used the Sakura glaze for the eyes. It was my first time using them, and they create this shiny, it's like it's glass. I love that. Now I am going to use it much more. And for the water, I used pencils, but the green ones I used alcohol markers, and I tried to blend them, but I didn't manage to do a smooth blend. So after I finished, I came on top with pencils and smoothed it out. That's why it looks so nice. It's because the pencils I used to smooth the blend. So that's the one good thing that I found about the Pagos is the colors. I found that they have colors that match my alcohol markers, and that was really nice. I just wish they weren't so scratchy, honestly. But maybe it was me getting bad luck, getting a bad set. I don't know. But yes, that's all that I did this month. I hope that you enjoyed watching, that was fun for you. And yes, I wish you a great week, and I see you in the next video. Take care.